The 7 little Johnstons, Liz and Brice, got engaged almost a year after the birth of their daughter, Perfect. The Johnston family has always been a source of love, tenacity, and genuineness for viewers of TLC's enduring reality series 7 Little Johnstons. The show, which revolves around Trent and Amber Johnston, who both have achondroplasia, a common form of dwarfism, and their 5 kids, has followed everything from dating and career aspirations to sibling rivalries and college transitions to the daily pleasures and difficulties of living in a family with 4 of the 7 members being small people. The story of Elizabeth Liz Johnston, the eldest daughter, whose transition into maturity has been shown to viewers, has been one of the family's most cherished plots. Liz revealed her proposal to longtime partner Brice Bolden more than a year after giving birth to her first child, calling the moment perfect. Since the first few seasons of the show, Liz and Brice's relationship has been a recurring theme. As Liz navigated the challenges of adolescence, identity, and independence while living under her parents' watchful, occasionally overprotective gaze, their passion flourished during high school. Average in height, Brice immediately won the Johnston family over with his patience, honesty, and unflinching support of Liz. Their relationship grew stronger over time, enduring the strains of public scrutiny, personal development, and the particular difficulties of dating people of various physical sizes, in contrast to some short-lived adolescent romances portrayed on reality television. When Liz revealed she was expecting their first child in 2022, their relationship took a dramatic swing. Both fans and the Johnston family themselves expressed a mixture of joy and trepidation upon hearing the news. Ever aware of the challenges their children may encounter as young adults, Trent and Amber had always voiced their desire for their children to complete college and find employment before beginning families of their own. But in the end, they decided to embrace and support Liz's choices, just as they have done throughout the series. In Season 10 of 7 Little Johnstons, the pregnancy plotline emerged as a major plot feature, giving viewers a close-up view of Liz's journey through prenatal visits, nursery setup, and the emotional roller coaster that comes with becoming a parent. Liz gave birth to her daughter, Everly Rose Bolden, in February 2023. The whole Johnston clan celebrated the happy milestone of Everly's arrival. Everly was born with achondroplasia, a genetic disorder that affects roughly 1 in 25,000 babies, just like her mother. Although Trent and Amber, who have lived with the disorder their whole lives, were particularly concerned about the diagnosis, it also strengthened the family's resolve to raise their kids with self-worth, confidence, and a strong sense of community. Liz, in particular, welcomed motherhood with dignity and tenacity, frequently posting on social media the little triumphs and sweet moments that accompany taking care of a newborn. Brice remained at Liz's side the whole first year of Everly's life, assuming the role of father with quiet fortitude and dedication. Even the most doubtful viewers were pleased by the couple's ability to work together as they dealt with diaper changes, restless nights, and the challenging learning curve of parenthood. Their mutual devotion to Everly, and to one another, became more and more apparent in their interactions on and off television. The fundamental basis of respect and affection for one another remained constant, even though the show occasionally depicted periods of conflict or misunderstanding, which is normal in any relationship, particularly during the stressful time of new motherhood. In light of their developing family, Brice made the decision that it was time to move forward. Liz described the proposal as heartfelt and intimate, purposefully subtle but profoundly significant. Liz said in a recent Instagram post, "He didn't do anything flashy. It was just the 2 of us, Everly dozing off in the other room, and him getting down on one knee while holding the ring he had been saving for. It felt just right." She pointed out that the ring was understated yet sophisticated, reflecting their common ideals and modest outlook on life. The couple's intentionality is demonstrated by the fact that the engagement announcement was made more than 14 months after Everly's birth. Liz and Brice decided to prioritize creating a secure, caring home for their daughter before jumping into marriage. Their maturity, which has characterized their relationship from the beginning, is evident in their decision to wait. In a joint interview with Brice, Liz said, "We wanted to make sure we were ready, not just emotionally, but as a team. Everything changed, for the better, when Everly came around. It demonstrated our combined potential. This engagement is a full-circle moment for those who have followed Liz since she was a wide-eyed adolescent deciding whether to go to a nearby college or go it alone. Liz, who was initially uncertain about her future and how her dwarfism would affect it, has developed into a self-assured young lady who accepts who she is and writes her own story. One of the main pillars of that development has been her friendship with Brice, which gives her security and the chance to be herself. In the eyes of the public, Brice has also changed. After being first shown as the average-height boyfriend acclimating to a new environment, he has since shown a profound comprehension of the dwarfism community and a sincere dedication to becoming a partner and ally. He is educated about accessibility concerns, attended Little People of America, LPA, conferences with Liz, and continuously fought for Everly's needs with the same vigor and consideration Liz gives her. He has gained the respect of the Johnston family as well as fans who value genuineness above theatrical gestures because of his quiet consistency. Despite their initial reservations about Liz becoming a mother so young, Trent and Amber have been outspoken in their support of the engagement. In a recent family dinner scene shot for the next season, Amber remarked, "We see how happy they are. More significantly, we observe how they support Everly and one another on a daily basis. That's what counts. Plus, Brice finally passed the dad test, he fixed my truck without being asked." Trent laughed. Social media channels have been flooded with support after the engagement was announced. Liz's Instagram has been inundated with congratulations from fans, many of whom have expressed how much they have enjoyed following her journey. One user stated, "From high school crushes to co-parenting to fiancés, your love story gives me hope. You two are such a beautiful example of what partnership should look like," said another. Liz and Brice have made it clear that family, especially Everly, will be the focal point of the celebration as they start to organize their wedding. Liz remarked, "She is the reason for everything. Therefore, she must be meaningfully included in everything we do." The pair has indicated that the wedding will be a modest, private event, most likely conducted in Georgia, where the Johnston family has significant ties, even though specifics regarding the date and location are still under wraps. Liz and Brice state that their goals for the future are to keep creating a life based on communication, love, and a common goal. Liz has indicated that she would like to continue advocating for the dwarfism community, especially in the areas of maternal health and accessibility for parents with disabilities. In the meantime, Brice keeps up his construction job while looking for ways to launch his own company, which is a goal the pair wants to achieve jointly. Their tale serves as a reminder that romantic relationships aren't always characterized by lavish displays or flawless timetables. It can occasionally be found in the quiet moments, a gaze across a cluttered kitchen, a late-night feeding session that devolves into a hushed chat, or the straightforward act of repeatedly choosing one another despite life's complications. That daily dedication is what Liz and Brice, who are now engaged and over a year into motherhood, believe makes their relationship perfect. Viewers can anticipate seeing more of Liz and Brice's journey as they navigate the lovely chaos of young family life as partners, not just as fiancés, as 7 Little Johnstons gets ready for its upcoming season. The unseen moments, the ones full of patience, laughter, and unflinching support, are what really characterize their love story, even though the cameras may record the highlights. Liz and Brice's methodical, grounded journey provides a novel and profoundly human story in a society that frequently values speed and spectacle, one of development, resiliency, and the subdued delight of creating a future together, day by day. 7 Little Johnstons, Emma acknowledges Amber prevents her from talking to Anna because she would be mad. The dynamics inside the Johnston family have always been a major theme in the ever-changing plot of TLC's popular reality series 7 Little Johnstons, particularly as the kids learn to deal with adulthood, independence, and the difficulties of sibling relationships. Recent seasons of the show have focused more on the emotional and interpersonal conflicts that emerge as the children get older and start to want independence, even though the original focus was on the family's unusual experience as a home of little people raising 5 children, 3 biological and 2 adopted. Emma Johnston, the youngest daughter of the family, made a shocking admission in one of the most talked about disclosures in recent episodes. Her mother, Amber Johnston, supposedly forbids her from speaking to her elder sister, Anna, without permission, and if she did, Amber would become mad. Despite being brief, this message has generated a lot of fan speculation and brought up significant issues of boundaries, parental authority, and the changing dynamics of family interactions in the public spotlight. Examining the past between Anna and her parents, the larger family dynamics, and the ways that reality TV both mirrors and intensifies actual household conflicts are all necessary to comprehend the context and ramifications of Emma's remark. The oldest of the Johnston siblings, Anna Johnston, has long been regarded as the family's pioneer. Anna's path has frequently been in contrast to those of her younger siblings because she was the first to leave home, pursue further education, and start a life outside of the family's Georgia property. Her desire for solitude and a more normal life away from the cameras was the reason given for her departure from the regular cast of the show in previous seasons. Subtle clues in episodes and behind-the-scenes stories, however, indicated that Anna's relationship with her parents, especially Amber, had deteriorated over time. Amber Johnston has always been very involved in her children's life and is well known for being protective and strong-willed. As a mother of children with achondroplasia, a type of dwarfism, in a society that does not always meet their requirements, Amber's attention to detail and engagement have frequently been presented as both commendable and, occasionally, intrusive. As her kids become more independent, she has been shown in multiple episodes to find it difficult to let go, particularly when it comes to dating, choosing a career, and living arrangements. Communication between siblings seems to be affected by this protective tendency, especially when Anna is involved. Emma made her revelation in an open discussion with her brother Jonah, who has frequently acted as a family mediator. Emma revealed, while sitting in their family's backyard, that she wanted to get in touch with Anna but felt she couldn't do so without Amber's blessing. Emma said in a frustrated and dejected tone, "My mother would be furious if I texted Anna without her knowing. I have no idea why. I simply miss her." Many viewers expressed worry on social media when the phrase resonated with them. One fan tweeted, "A parent controlling who their adult child talks to is unhealthy. Emma is 19, she should be able to call her sister whenever she wants," someone other commented. Uncomfortable concerns regarding autonomy are brought up by the circumstance, particularly in reality TV households where personal boundaries are frequently crossed for narrative purposes. Although Amber hasn't directly responded to Emma's particular accusation on camera, previous episodes have seen her expressing dissatisfaction and perplexity over Anna's estrangement from the family. In one heartbreaking moment, Amber sobbed as she informed the camera team that she thought Anna had shut them out and that it was painful to watch her daughter distance herself. This suffering could partially account for Amber's wish to keep an eye on or manage communications between Anna and her younger siblings, possibly out of concern that Anna might have an adverse effect on them or further splinter the family. Such control, though, may have unforeseen repercussions. Being unable to freely interact with an older sister she looks up to can feel like an additional layer of limitation for Emma, who is negotiating her own journey toward adulthood, which includes friendships, love relationships, and college. Since Anna was able to establish her own personality apart from the family business, Emma has frequently viewed her as an inspiration. Indeed, in previous seasons, Emma often cited Anna's counsel and talked about how excited she was to pursue her academic career. It seems that a basic conflict of expectations and ideals at the root of Amber and Anna's tension. Now in her late 20s, Anna has put her personal development and privacy ahead of continuing to be a prominent figure in the family's public image. She has decided to pursue a profession in teaching and leads a quite private life, rarely participating in the family's social media accounts or making an appearance on the show. In contrast, Amber has welcomed the show as a means of promoting the dwarfism community and chronicling her family's journey. It's possible that this difference in priorities caused a split that neither party has entirely healed. The nature of reality television inherently exacerbates the problem. 7. Drama, emotional moments, and interpersonal conflict, all of which are amplified for entertainment value, are what Little Johnstons feeds on. Even though the show is based on true events, complicated family dynamics are occasionally oversimplified or exaggerated by the editing and narrative framing. Though sincere, Emma's remark might have been delivered without the complete background of continuing discussions or behind-the-scenes attempts at reconciliation. Nevertheless, Emma's statement's emotional reality is still important. The fact that Emma thinks she cannot talk to Anna without consequences, regardless of whether Amber expressly prohibits communication, says a lot about the atmosphere in the home. Even if parents don't agree with particular decisions or actions, adult children are encouraged to keep their own ties with their siblings in healthy family systems. Limiting this kind of contact can lead to emotional distance, secrecy, and resentment, reactions that are detrimental to the close-knit family image the Johnstons have long portrayed. One of the family's more composed voices, Jonah Johnston, has made an effort to heal the division between his sisters. He urged Emma to speak openly with Amber about her feelings in a follow-up discussion. Jonah said, "Mom might not even be aware of how it's coming across. She feels like she's losing Anna, and sometimes she's just afraid of losing you guys." This realization suggests a more profound aspect of the problem. Amber's behavior might be motivated more by fear and grief over imagined loss than by a desire for control. It is true that raising adult children requires careful balancing, particularly when those children are also well known. Millions of people have watched Amber and Trent Johnston share their family's most private moments for more than 10 years. It can be quite challenging to relinquish that narrative control, both on and off screen. However, as Emma and her siblings get older, the urge for independence becomes unavoidable. The ability to make errors, build autonomous relationships, and, yes, even disagree with one's parents are all necessary for healthy development. The conflict between individualism and communal identity is another larger issue in Seven Little Johnstons that is brought to light by the circumstances involving Emma, Anna, and Amber. The family has been portrayed for years as a cohesive unit, a group of people working together to overcome challenges. But that togetherness eventually breaks down in some locations as each child blazes their own trail. The first significant break was caused by Anna's departure. Emma's wish to get back in touch with her now implies that the younger generation is starting to doubt the limits set by their parents. Show viewers have voiced their hope that this plot will result in a sincere reconciliation. Many cite earlier events in which the Johnstons used mutual understanding and open communication to settle disputes. If the family decides to confront this problem directly, possibly in a later episode where Amber, Emma, and Anna have a moderated discussion, it might be a significant turning point for all of them. Until then, Emma's silent confession serves as a moving reminder that fear and control can occasionally trump freedom and trust, even in the most devoted families. Emma's remarks could potentially be a turning moment for the whole family as she continues to negotiate her own path, juggling her goals as an individual with her identity as a Johnston. Ultimately, the central theme of Seven Little Johnstons has always been connection, the human need to be understood, connection to a larger community, and connection within a special family. Perhaps the most relatable moment the show has depicted in recent memory is Emma's desire to talk to her sister in an uncensored and unmonitored manner, a straightforward desire for sisterhood free from constraints or expectations. That longing also contains the hope that she will soon be able to call Anna and say, "Hey Anna," without having to glance over her shoulder,